What's up, guys? It's Dan here from Baking with Dan, and guess what? Fall is right around the corner. I smelled fall in the air this morning, and as soon as fall comes, the first thing I think about to start baking with is apples. So today I'm sharing with you a recipe that I hold near to my heart, and it is for apple cobbler cookies. So it's a pretty simple recipe. It does have some cool, unique ingredients. So let's take a look. For my dry ingredients, I have some all-purpose flour, some cinnamon, some salt and baking soda, as well as some oats. You could use quick oats here or old-fashioned oats. I have some white sugar and brown sugar, a quarter of a cup of apple butter. You can find apple butter in the grocery store near the peanut butter and the jellies and things like that. I have 2 eggs at room temperature as well as some vanilla extract. And then I have a heaping cup of chopped up apples that I've peeled, and I've chopped them up until they're in about bite-sized pieces. And these are Granny Smith apples or tart apples. They're my favorite apples for baking, but you could use whatever apple you like. And then to make the cobbler part of the recipe here, I have some more brown sugar, some oats, some cinnamon, and some more apple butter that I'll use to bind these ingredients together. So just like a lot of other cookie recipes, or just like your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe, this here starts with the sugar and the butters in the bowl, and I'm just gonna beat that up until it comes together, until it's pasty, and then I'll stop. The sugar and the butter has come together. It's nice and sandy. It's not really light and fluffy. This recipe is a little lighter on the butter than some other cookie doughs, so it's not gonna be as creamy, but you can see that it's nice and combined. There's no chunks of butter. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to add my baking soda and my salt, as well as my cinnamon and my first smaller amount of oats to my flour. And I'll give this a mix. These cookies have a really tender texture. They're a little more cake-like and tender than a chocolate chip cookie or a sugar cookie because of the addition and the moisture of the apples and the apple butter. And the crumb just really brings them over the top. It adds a nice texture. I'm going to add in all of my apple butter, and then one at a time, I'll add my eggs and mix them until combined. My vanilla is in with my eggs. So my first egg is combined well. I'll add my second egg and the rest of the vanilla. And I'll whip this on medium until it completely is smooth and fluffy. So all at once, I'll add in all of my dry ingredients, and I'll add my apples. And I'll mix this here just until it comes together. And then I'm going to put this cookie dough in the fridge and let it chill for about a half an hour. Here's a quick tip to get your cookie dough to chill quicker. If you take a look at the dough here, it's all kind of in a bowl, or it's all kind of in a mound in the center of the bowl. That'll take a long time to chill. So if you kind of scrape your dough up the sides of the bowl, you increase the surface area that the dough is exposed in the air to the chill in the fridge. So it's gonna cool in like half the time. Okay, so while my dough is chilling, I have to make the cobbler because these are apple cobbler cookies, right? So I have my brown sugar and my oats in my bowl here. I'm gonna add just a bit more cinnamon. Give this a whisk together. 2 tablespoons of apple butter here, just to kind of bring this mixture together a little bit, make it a little crumbly, give it a little bit of hold and stickiness so that I can get some nice texture to stick to my cookies. So I'll set this cobbler aside. It's been about an hour, so I'll grab my cookie dough out of the refrigerator. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I have a sheet tray that I've lined here with some parchment paper. So using a cookie scoop, I'll scoop about 3 or 4 portions of cookie dough into my cobbler. And then I'll just use my hands to kind of roll the cookie doughs around in the cobbler just until they're nice and evenly coated. Don't skimp on this cobbler. We don't want anybody to get gypped when it comes to it because it's the best part of this cookie. Great, and then I'll place these on the tray, and I'm not going to press these down. They will spread a little bit in the oven. I'm going to put them in my oven and bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes. The oven's preheated to 350. These cookies can vary in the amount of time they take to bake. I would say use your good judgment and bake these for about the same amount of time that you would bake your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe, because all ovens are different. But check them after about 12 minutes and see how they look. You don't want to take them out when they're too gooey. You definitely want to give these a little bit of time to bake. So I'll put them in the oven and we'll take a look when they're done. So that's how simple it is to put together my recipe for apple cobbler cookies. I really hope that you all enjoyed this baking tutorial. If you want the full recipe as well as the method for putting these cookies together, head on over to my blog at bakingwithdan.com, and don't forget to subscribe to Baking with Dan on YouTube. Just hit this little button right up here, right above my finger. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Until next time, happy baking and stay sweet.